We going live. Oh wait. Okay, we got started on the stream. Let me grab the YouTube link and post it in the... Welcome everybody to the stream. I'm getting started. Just posting in my Discord server that I'm getting started. I do have a Discord server, so those on TikTok can, you can use the ! Discord command to get the link to my Discord server. If you're on TikTok, you can go to my card. I believe that's in I believe my card is linked on my TikTok, so that's where you can find me. Thank you for joining. Alright. There we go. Got that started. And let's just get into it. We are once again working on this commission for Reformanded. It is 3 characters stacked on top of each other. And we're doing the line art right now. I just finished... We were just working on the line art of this bottom character, Sir Jamwick, before. But now I want to work on his other hand. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on the same layer as his other hand. The first hand that I drew. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I did a bunch of layers because I just didn't want to mess up what I had already drawn before. So there's a lot of layers that I made just to avoid messing up what I already drawn. Where is the hand? I think it's higher up. Yeah, here we go. The program I'm using is Adobe Photoshop, so if you have any questions about how I do what I do, I am open to answering. But it's going to be a pretty low-key stream. We're using one of the brushes that came default with my version of Photoshop. It's like Kyle's Inking Thick and Thin. Quite like it. It's very good for line weight. Different line weight effects. Not worrying too much about it being like perfect, but I do want it to look good. I don't want that to be too... Okay, that looks good here. Let's, yeah, that looks good. Erase that line. Yeah, I'd rather have a line be too long and I have to erase some of it than it be too short and I have to add to it. Yeah, and once again, I don't have my face cam on today just because things have been a bit chaotic at my apartment lately. So just to avoid too much distraction in the background, I'm just keeping my cam off for now, and hopefully TikTok doesn't tag me for inactivity, because it did that yesterday. It tagged me for inactivity and ended my stream automatically, which is a little annoying. I assume they use like AI to sense that stuff, right? Like, I highly doubt they have like a robust team of moderators, you know? I don't know. Okay, get these claws. I love drawing like hands. It can be a lot of fun to draw. Trying to erase this without erasing the other finger. Now we're listening to I Can't Wait to Be Sad and Alone on the Edge of the Universe. It's a really beautiful album. I don't listen to it as much as I used to. It's a really good album. I've actually been considering like starting, you know, once I finish some commissions first, maybe starting a live stream that I do maybe once per month, where I talk about Haley Labs releases and, you know, podcast style kind of thing. I've been considering it. but I think it would take a lot of work to get it off the ground. So I don't know. It's been in my mind for a few months now, thinking about it. So maybe one day that'll exist. Get some people from the fandom to kind of give their input. Maybe some people with music experience, and even like people who have not listened to it before. That I would love to hear like first impression of some people. That would be cool. I think if lots of different voices would be really fun. Like, what do you think about this album? What do you think about this musical release? Like, what was your first impression? And like with people with music experience, it'd be like, what did you notice about the production or the composition that interested you? And I love, because I have a friend he's a piano teacher. I would love to hear his perspective of things. But I think it'd be a really cool idea to do a live stream. Yeah. Welcome, Omni-Man. Did you know that we can be bees? I wonder if we need a line here. I don't know if that looks good or not. This is good news, Mark. We can be bees. I actually need to catch up on Invincible. I've seen, like, the first season. Let me look at this, how this looks without the liner. Without the sketch, I mean. Without the sketch, it doesn't look quite the same as the other side. That's a little bothersome. I might go back and change some stuff. I don't think we need that line I added, though. I think that line was too much. Yeah, I think I'm gonna redraw these two fingers right here, the big ones. Make my brush a little bit less thick. Yeah, I'm being a bit of a perfectionist with this one. I'm considering this a portfolio piece. I really want to make it look good, and it's less of like what I mean, of course the commissioner wants it to look good, but I'm also like doing this on my own volition. Like, I want this to look really good because this is my first large piece in a while, so I really care about it looking good. Let's see, let's do a line like this. Maybe the other way. Yeah, because then we'll get the edge. Just not coming out how I want it to look, you know? Let me look back at the other hand. So the other hand, it's... The finger lines aren't as thick, but the back of the hand lines are as thick. Part of getting good at line art is like trying to complete things in fewer lines to really simplify things, and I think I'm pretty good at that, but I'm not good at being happy with the line the first time I draw it. So I end up drawing lines multiple times, and that takes a lot of time. Actually, that looked kind of good. Make this a little thicker, because then it looks like it's kind of digging into the clothing. Welcome to the stream, TikTok peoples. We're working on this commission for Reformanid. It is a commission with 3 characters stacked on top of each other. And we're looking at these little bitty details of the character on the bottom right now. That character on the bottom is named Sir Jamwick. And, yeah, I'm working on his hand. Oops, sorry, I hit the pop filter. The microphone, actually. Let me hide the sketch. Let's see how this is looking now. I think it's a little more congruent with the other hand. I think we really need to look at, like, the, let's see, do we have the... Where is the collar? Where is this collar hiding? Here's his collar. Yeah, I want to erase some of the collar because his... I don't know, would the collar go... I'd assume his horns would go behind the collar. So maybe I should be erasing the horn a little bit. Maybe that's why I didn't erase it before, because I wanted to keep the horn there. Yeah, it looks better without the horn. Maybe I'll put a layer mask on it so I don't have to completely erase it. Layer mask is a really nice way to, like, preserve your layers without, and, like, making them not visible in some spaces, but hiding it just for like, visibility, like, for the actual piece. I use layer masks for my coloring, because that helps me stay within the lines and not feel limited by those lines. Oh. TikTok is telling me to lower my mic volume. Okay. Maybe that's a little better. Alright. Y'all tell me if it sounds alright. Not wrong layer. Where is the hand layer? Hand layer. Here we go. Right, that looks good. Let's work on the leg layer now. I think it goes above this, though. Is the leg layer above the hand layer? No, it's not. It's right here. No, it is above the hand layer, actually. It's a little weird. It won't make a difference in the final piece, but I sometimes like to make them, like, exactly what they would look like in reality, like put one above the other. It does matter if you're doing colored line art, though. If you're doing colored line art, you don't want to mess that up. But I'm not doing colored line art for this piece, so it doesn't matter as much. Okay, so we don't want this to clash with too much with this, but I think it doesn't look too bad. You can kind of do the same shape that I did in the other foot. This curve. I do need to learn to be, like, less particular about the little details of my drawing, just for workflow reasons, but I like putting in the effort to make it look perfect too. So it's kind of it's a constant struggle with that. Wow, first time I've ever drawn a line perfectly like that, at least in recent times. On first try, that is. Maybe I can do like a bit of a angled line here. Kind of deviating from the sketch a little bit, but that's okay. Because sometimes you'll, like, once you're seeing more of the composition in its final form, it sort of helps you visualize what looks better. Yeah, it looks okay. So we're gonna have to continue on these lines, how we had them, like, angled, the toes very angled. Oh, the toes are their own layer too. Let me finish this then, and then move on to the toes. Where's the thickness for this line? I did it with the kind of spiky scalloped things, with the weight, deviating from what looks realistic, but really leaning into that stylized line art. I'm not a fan of this line. I'm gonna redraw this line. We can do better. We can do better. Yeah. No, that's too thin. I'm gonna zoom in and kind of clean that up a bit. Yeah. Alright. Saving the picture. Let's look at it without the sketch. I'm not sure how I feel about this, like, part. Maybe I could pull this down a little bit. I think that would make it make more sense. Go back to the layer we were on. Where's this layer? Oh yeah, we need that one on too. Okay, back to this layer. Alright, got that. I think that looks a little bit better. Now let's move on to the toes. Okay. Turn that sketch back on. Back to the toes. Okay, so we are going to have to continue with the little motif that I did. Let's see, how thick did I make these lines? These are pretty thick lines. About that thick, yeah. And let's start with the toe that's closest. So I want to keep that kind of angular motif going. So I'm really leaning into that with these toes here. Curve that in a little bit. Oh, what did I do? Accidentally changed to the BRB screen. Oops. Oh, I wasn't in OBS. I was in OBS actually. Sorry about that. We got it back up and running. Make sure I'm inside Photoshop when I use my shortcuts, or I'll have complete chaos in OBS. Get that curve. That looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Get those claws. I'm just gonna let it curl into the inside a little bit. This is going to be covered up, so I don't need to worry too much about it. The very edge of that is. So now let's look at it from... I think this needs to be spikier. This could be a little pointier to fit with the motif of the other foot, because I think it'll be kind of not matching if we don't do a little more of the spikiness on this foot. Maybe I can pull that in. Define the nail a little more like that. I'll do it with this one. Maybe I will do it with that one actually. Feeling a little pep silly today, drinking some Pepsi. Yeah, let's look at this without the line, without the sketch. I think that's going pretty good. That's a decent amount of progress for how long I've been drawing. Not very long, like 20 minutes. I do think I want to go back to this little spot right here. And I honestly, like, I think that this spot right here where we have the piece of fabric kind of intersecting, the line intersecting with the heel of the foot. I don't like that. That's bugging me. I gotta fix that. And I think the easiest way to fix it would be to just change the fabric. Because I would have to rethink the whole foot to do it otherwise. Yep, that looks better. That does look better. Not conflicting, not what is the word I'm reading? Overlapping at all. Okay. Let's save that. Okay, now we can move on to... Well, we still have a little bit more of the leg to go. So show me that. Show me the sock layer. It's up here. Yes. Alright, let me reveal the sketch. I'm going to... Let's see. This is the group with the... Yes, we're going to turn off... Did I actually erase it? If I erase that, that is so annoying. Oh, I erased it, didn't I? Oh. That is a shame, because I guess I compiled the whole layer. Oh, it's because I had a separate file for the sketch. That's what happened. So I won't be able to recover that, not right now. Not easily. I don't think it would be worth recovering it. So I guess we will... I won't do what I was originally going to do, and I won't... I'm not going to do two different versions of this with a quicksand sign not visible. We're just going to deal with the sign being part of the picture. But I am probably going to do the line art for it last. Or something like that. I do think the sketch of it is really simple, and I want to make it a little more stylized. So for now, we're just going to go back to the socks and finish the rest of the leg here. Oh yeah, I had more of Sir Jamwick's face work. Let me do that first, because that's in front of it, and I like to do things in front before I do things in the back. Here, this is his collar, this is his... What's the rest of his shirt? We can do this one. Wait, no, that's the leg. I mean, it doesn't matter that much, but... Did I do it part of the leg as well? I have too many layers. Yeah, that is part of the leg layer. Okay. I do need to finish his teeth, but that doesn't really conflict with the leg, so we'll just go ahead and do the leg. So we can make it more thick, like on the closer to the bend of the leg, and then thinner going towards the back. I'm going to rotate the canvas a little bit because this angle of line is kind of hard for me to draw easily. So we flipped it. I might just take this a little bit and move it. The beauty of digital art is that you can do that. So, oh, wrong way. Control B, that's deselect. Okay. Reset view. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Maybe I'll adjust it a little bit. I think that looks a little more reasonable. We do gotta draw those last few teeth he has. Let me just find a layer that has his jaw and add on to that because I don't want to have more layers right now. I'm managing to confuse myself with the layers. And with the teeth, we don't really care if they're like 100% anatomically accurate. It's not a big deal. Let's see, if we had a tooth, it would go like this. Do we need another tooth here? We had the big tooth, we had 3 teeth. No, we don't need another tooth. We can leave it as is. Okay, I need to add more music to the cue. What shall I listen to next? I think I will put on... something that has energy, but not too much energy. But, I don't know, I kind of want something kind of chill. Maybe we'll put frame drag on. Cue. Next, okay. So let's go back to that sock layer and get the knees drawn. So we need the knees on both sides. Corona. Let's erase that hand line because we didn't need that one. Yeah, it's a little better. Drag is a really lovely album with a lot of Haley Labs lore implications. I think it would be a very quick pick for some of the albums that I would want to talk about on the possible Haley Blabs podcast type thing. That'd be cool. Yeah, get kind of a thick line here. I like making things kind of like triangular, but like if the triangles had kind of like curved lines, because it's very fun to draw like that. I drew this knee quite sharp. I don't really know if it looks the way I want to on the other side, so let's get this side off done first. Let's do the outside line first. Okay, once again, I need to rotate the screen because it needs to be vertical for me to draw a good line on it. I don't know why it's easier for me to go up and down than side to side. Sometimes you just gotta rotate the canvas. And you know, you do that in traditional art too, you just rotate the paper. But in this case, we have a tool for it because it's digital. Thought somebody named Furry joined, but it's actually Fury. No furries. Sorry, furries aren't allowed on my stream. I'm the only furry allowed on my stream. Oh, I see. It's because the fabric is over. That's why it curves like that. Well, that's, That changes things. I think I want to redo this line. Just what I'm visualizing here. No, before I change the line, let me duplicate it and play around with it. Erase it. That shape makes a lot more sense, I think, with the draping fabric. It was really cool that this album had the voice actor from the Stanley Parable in the intro, which is, I think, is really neat. I don't remember his name, but yeah. Same voice actor. I might want to add a layer mask to... Let's see, I kind of simplified that layer with that. I think it looks better with the redrawn version, though. It looks more natural. Okay, let's go back to the layer and the fabric. I'm curious about the area up here because I drew a bunch of lines, but none of them are really like... Some of them are clashing, and I need to fix that. And I had to separate these out, but we will add a mask, I suppose. Because we know this would be behind the horns. That clears up most of it, actually. I want to look at the reference. I guess I've opened up so many things that... Oh, here's quicksand reference. Here we go. Character reference. Okay, so that fabric goes here. What is going on here? What did I do? I need to see this without the sketch. Oh, I added the rope. It wasn't drawn in, I guess? Alright, yeah, I didn't, like, sketch it at all. Hey, welcome, Casper. Welcome to the stream. Why does it say chat is disabled for this live stream? That's weird. I never disabled the chat. Weird. Letting me chat. Oh, that's strange. Well, if anybody's watching on YouTube, feel free to let me know if the chat is working. Alright. Looks like this looks pretty good. Go back to the leg layer. So this is the middle. Okay, and then it goes down around. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, brush tool, whatever you say. Photoshop. Okay, so what we're imagining here with this layer is that this goes... We might need to change it a little bit. Enough smoothing. I'll turn the smoothing on. I'll erase that. That was just for reference. I drew what the fabric, the line of the fabric would be. And then we want to line up with this. Add some fabric lines. The angle might make it a little hard to... Might make it less legible, but we're gonna see what it looks like backing up in a second. Let's see how that looks backed up. I can erase this. Don't need that. Hide that again. Looks good. A sip of my drink. We need to draw the outline of the sock. Honestly, I'll make a new layer for that because it's kind of... I want to change this a little bit. I think that gives the illusion of the fabric going over the leg a little better. Okay, here's the layer where I'm going to do this sock, the collar of the sock, basically. I don't know what collar, sleeve? The part where the sock ends, the end of the sock.
Cuff, maybe?
Cuff, yeah, that might be the right word. Doesn't quite look what I want it to look like. I don't want it to look curved only there. I want it to be like fully curved. I want to get the illusion that it started out a little bit thicker here and then ended thinnest on the bottom of the leg. I think that looks okay, yeah. I wonder if we should add like a little fold up here to make it like more... add more tension, like the illusion of tension on the sock being pulled, because we have it on the other sock, but not this sock. Like really clawing at that fabric. I think it adds a little bit of something to it. I'm not sure though if I like it. Maybe just the wrinkle and not the line going down. That's this layer. We'll continue this part. I think I'll draw the hem of the skirt before I draw the sock line, just because that's what I did the first time. Kind of helped me see more clearly what I was doing. This actually goes over the hip. And that's the outline for the hip. Nothing too crazy here, just some simple, like, curved lines to add the illusion of wrinkles at this very spot. A line going in. And let's draw the... I think I'm going to leave the edge to not be intersecting with the horn at all, because I feel like that'll just be too many thick lines right beside each other. What thickness was I doing before? A little thinner. Yeah, that's a little more like it. So we'll do this line. I'm going to rotate it again. I rotate, and you just keep going until it looks good. Now, see, I don't want it to be exactly in line with the horn, because then the line will flow into it, and I don't like that. It's okay if it's a little thinner, closer to the character. I think that looks fine. I love this album. The Darius stuff goes so hard. I think it's cool when you listen to like the Darius albums and the Raw Teen albums, and you get kind of an idea of each of their styles. I mean, I know they're characters, but they each have their own style, their genre. And then you go back and you listen to some of the Darius and Raw Teen collaborations, and you're like, oh yeah, this part reminds me of Darius's work, this part reminds me of Raw Teen's work, and you can kind of see where the elements are mixing together. I think that looks pretty good. I think that's consistent with everything I've done so far. Go back to that sock line. Let's make a line that's the same thickness as the sock line. It's a little thicker. How about this? Yeah, that looks right. And we'll draw this. This should be simple enough. Don't want it to be exactly the same as the other lines, so it could be kind of confusing. I will be adding some like white lines eventually to cover, like white or something similar, to cover whatchamacallit, to cover any areas where I want there to be like a distinction between something in front, something behind. Just kind of drawing in some white lines can really help make something pop. And so I will often do that. And that's one of my last steps, though. I always do that after I've colored, because you never know if it'll be like, because you want to have your background done. You want to have everything done. At least that's what I feel like is the best way to go about it. Sometimes when you're coloring, it's good to start like, I feel like it's a part of a shading thing. Like, you don't want to put too many white lines in areas that are like shadowy, because then you're giving the illusion that there's a lot of light making that contrast, and then that just doesn't look right. Draw these lines. Isn't that just what this stream is, drawing a bunch of lines? See how this looks. Okay, let's see how this looks now. Let's turn off the sketch again. Yeah, I think this will be cleared up a little bit with those white lines covering the colored parts. I want to get the rest of his arm done. Oh yeah, I need to draw Artemis's tail. Where shall I put that? Maybe the same layer as her toes, yeah, because it's not really conflicting with the toes. I don't want to use too many layers. Yeah, this might be a little frustrating where the toes meet the rest of the fabric, or as you meet the tail. I might actually just make the tail go a little higher to avoid this situation entirely. So I quite like how those toe lines look. Don't really want to get rid of them. I think this is going to be the trickiest line to draw out of all of them. Maybe we can do it in two. It doesn't look bad, but it's not where I want it to be. In all the places it could be, and all the people like me could have done it today, but I set it back in the name and take it easy so I stay on track. That's a lie. Now I actually try. I love this track. Rotate again. I don't know if I don't think I want to make the tail wrap around the arm. I kind of drew it like that before, but I feel like it doesn't make sense with the depth of the drawing. I also am not happy with how thick this is. I'm going to thin it out a little bit. Alright, I'm going to rotate again and just redo that line. Alright, trying to get this line drawn. Don't like it clashing with the other lines, so I'm not following the sketch completely. I'm gonna turn off the sketch and look at it again. Hmm. I'll definitely add like a white line on top of that, but I think we need to see a little bit of the edge of the tail, so it's not giving this illusion of just one big circle in the background. So that's why I added that line there. It's not really what the sketch had, but I think it's important for like legibility reasons. All right, let's draw his other sleeve. There it is. I can't believe it. I won't believe it. Hey, I can't believe it. I won't believe it. That's a reference to molting in the album Bad Academia. I really love those little callbacks to other albums. Really, really lovely music. I am going to put something else on the music cue real quick. How about... kind of in a demo D move, so we'll cue this to be... Here, first let's get rid of these. I'll cue this to be next, at the end. Okay, what thickness do we have before, like, a lot thinner? I see a line I want to change. Looks like that tail line clashed and went over where it was supposed to go. We can fix that. Add these lines. I like how those lines kind of are parallel. Let me make a little thing here, a little bit of a sharp edge that makes the fabric look a little more wrinkly.
Thank you for your time today. It's been wonderful. Sorry to rush you out, but we need to clean up this mess we've made before the next appointment. Come back anytime. We'd love to share it with you again. Take care.
That's nice. once again, like I did with the heels of the feet, I'm not going to draw this little elbow line because I'm gonna make that part of the shading. That looks pretty good. Let's turn off the sketch one more time. Anyway, turn off the sketch. It looks pretty clean. There's a lot going on, but that is to be expected. Now I could finish the bottom of this, but I'm kind of procrastinating working on that part because it feels difficult, and I feel like I need something better for morale than that one. Maybe I move on to it's Lalula, right? I always mix up her name if it's Lulala or Lalula. I think it's Lalula. But I think I'll move on to her face, and we'll get the third character started on the sketch because it looks good. You want to see Val? Yippee!
Looks really nice.
Yeah, I'm procrastinating working on the part down here because I'm not even happy with how the sketch looks down there. I'm like, I don't know. I'll get back to it. It's okay. Surely I will have a moment of strength in the future where I will be able to power through it and make it something I like. But for now, we'll move on to Lulu's face because it's always nice to draw a face. And when you dedicate the file to your computer's memory, you're saving face. Okay, so I could just do a whole new layer. I'm gonna name this entire group Jamwick because we can have a whole nother layer here. Alright, now I like to start with the eyes because those really are the things your eyes are drawn to. Look at the reference real quick just to get a good idea of her features. She has big eyes. I kind of drew her reference in a bit of a Tony style. Maybe the smoothing needs to be higher. So you're doing this curve of the eye, starting about the same place on both sides. And see, I don't think it looks quite what I want it to look like, so I'm redrawing it multiple times. I think that looks okay. Let me... Inactivity detected on your live? Really? Like freeze up or something? It's me to fill out a puzzle. That's annoying. Drag the puzzle into place. Okay. Okay. Now it's like you're real now. Verified that I'm real on TikTok. Look at this from a distance. I think this needs to come a little more inward. Look at it without the sketch. Turn down the smoothing a little bit. Hey, thanks for the follow, Dino Mellow. Welcome to the Beehive. I'm currently working on a commission, and it is 3 characters stacked on top of each other, and we're moving on to the 3rd character after I finish most of the bottom character's line art. So yeah, just working on it. I hope you're having a good day, and yeah, it's just a very chill, low-key commission work. I'm going to make a new layer for that because I don't want to mess up the outline of the eye while I draw the irises. Hey, thanks for the follow, Yukio-sama TV. Welcome to the stream. We got the explosion of Feds emotes. Yeah, nice to meet you too, Dino. Making... Hello. I'm doing well. Enjoying my afternoon with this. I guess it's evening now. It's past 6. But drawing this commission and kind of getting obsessed over the details, but it's okay because I want this to look really good. Yeah, I'm doing well. It's been a good day so far. Thank you for the hydrate. I probably should drink some water. Thank you. I'm drinking water now. Details are never a bad thing. Yeah, I like being detailed with my art because then I can be really proud of it. But the main issue is just having an efficient workflow. Sometimes you gotta teach yourself to like be a little faster with art, and that's my issue with commissions. Is that I'm not fast at them. Not on digital art, at least. Traditional art I'm faster with, but digital art, it's like, oh, I'll spend ages. I'll get down to the pixel, you know. Let me look at that without the sketch. Sketch. I like how smooth the eyes look. I may go back to the this line and add a bit of thickness to the eyelashes. They look very expressive. They look more expressive than the sketch looks. So I'm glad that I kind of pushed the expression a little more. I'm going to make another layer for the muzzle. Snout. I'll actually start with the tip of the snout because I want that to be nice and sharp. This line might be a challenge for me. Rotate a little bit. The smoothing. Let's turn the smoothing down a little bit. We're at 14. It might not be quite what I need it to be at, but we'll see. I'm gonna make it a little smaller. That one might be good. Let's see. Let's hide the sketch. I think it looks pretty good. How thick did I make the nostrils for thinness? I got kind of more in the details of these. We'll do that and we'll thicken the outermost layer, outermost edge. Up my smoothing a bit for that, so we have nice curved lines. That curve. There we go. No, it doesn't look open enough to me. Well, it looks like the music bee thing has frozen up. Let me make sure it's on the right song. There it goes. Fixed it. Wanted to show what song I'm listening to. We're listening to Wire Lurker by Demo D. Because I was in the mood for some Demo D. Undo, redo. Oops, I meant to undo that. Okay, there, I fixed it. I just had to do it over. Is the same? Oh, this is the same layer. I don't want to have that on the same layer. It's nice to have multiple layers. And then I'm like, oh, why do I make so many layers? Sometimes you just... It can drive you insane once you realize just how many layers you made, but I don't want to... I want to preserve what I've drawn, and so making a new layer means I don't mess with that. Do a little detail here. Emphasize the smile a little bit. She looks so happy and cute. Cute, happy character. I don't need to do any more emphasis there. I can do the teeth on this layer too, why not? Actually, no, I'll do the bottom mouth line here. And I'll make a new layer for the teeth, because the teeth can... Let me look at her reference again. She has many teeth. I feel like I didn't do like her teeth justice in the reference photo. This was, granted, this was years ago. It doesn't feel like years ago because I kind of haven't done a lot of other good art examples since then. But yeah, it was, I guess that was back in like 2021 when I did that ref sheet. Anyways, let's do the teeth first. Make them pointy because they are quite pointy in the reference sheet. Like having a bit of a curve to them. What happened to the other tooth? There was another tooth, right? Like she needs more teeth. That looks like an adequate amount of teeth. Could chew on something. Chew on that. Let's go back to the line art. Go back to the mouth. Back to the line art. No, this entire thing is line art. There will be color eventually. Not today, but... would like to finish this by the end of this week. That would be nice. Gotta believe in myself. Maybe add some darkness by the teeth. That looks good. What do you think of these teeth?
Thebes.
Tebes.
They're good.
I don't want to overdo it either. I feel like this part needs to go inward more. To be a little more accurate to the ref sheet. Well, maybe it wouldn't be too complex to advertise my different art styles if I can just make a good example image that demonstrates what I'm going for. Like, something that, like, where half of it's one way, half of it's the other way.
Yeah.
I think that would be good. I'm gonna hide the sketch again. That looks good so far. I should draw her eyebrows. Eyebrows. Doesn't even have eyebrows in the rough sheet.
What? No.
What?
What?
No eyebrows? I guess you do be a dragon though. What, dragons have eyebrows? Like spiky eyebrows? That'd be cool. Anyways, I'm just drawing simple lines for this because I don't need any more than that. I wonder if I could just pull this eyebrow slightly up. It's just a tad. Yeah. And maybe curve this in a little bit. How many songs are in this album? Make sure we don't run out of music. I'll put something on after it. Let's turn off the sketch and take a peek. That looks okay. How thick do we make Themis's hair? I went pretty thin with Themis's hair, so if we're going with a thin motif for the hair, like, we won't go too thick with Themis, with Lalula's hair. Or at least we'll cut into it some. Want the smoothing back up. I do think the angular lines really contribute to a bit of a frazzled look, so it makes sense that with Lalula we're using more smooth lines. I keep that smooth line the whole time is a bit difficult, even with the smoothing on. Zoom in a little bit. and smooth this out. Okay, so let's go back to some thinner lines. I want some coffee.
It's like 6 o'clock.
I know! Ah! How dare the clock be 6:38? I want to make the hair look more like hair. That might sound very obvious, but I gotta play around with it some. Maybe like add some flyaways and such. That would look good. I'm gonna turn the smoothing down and try these lines again. Okay, this line is not happening. It just is not happening. Maybe we can do something more fun with it anyway. Maybe my inability to make smooth lines is gonna be my strength because I'm like, let's think of a different way to solve this problem. So if I do that, the issue is the rest of it doesn't look scruffy at all. So I would need to add some scruffiness to the rest of the character's hair. Just to make it a little bit congruent, like, I don't know, harmonious. I mean, they are sinking in quicksand. You'd think there'd be a little bit of something. I don't know, they've clearly been on an adventure. Adventure time. And I want to watch their adventure time. I think that's too much. But I do want the hair to look like hair. I already said that, but let me look back at Themis's hair and look at the strategies I did. So I did a lot of these like little spikes and then like the lines going toward it. I don't know, I don't want to lose that smooth feeling in her hair. But maybe I do need to add some like little bits of hairs. That looks kind of cool. I love this track. Shriek is what it's called. I don't think I want... Maybe we can add a little spirally here. Spiralies are fun. I'm gonna make the spirally its own layer. Me. I'm gonna add a new layer. Also me. There's too many layers! So I think that this little part is a little too long because from a distance it just looks like it goes into it. Yeah, I think that looks good. We'll do it on the other side too. I really do that all in the same layer. Don't know how I feel about that. Let me go in on these layers, the eyes and the eyebrows. Eyebrows, we will add a mask to it, and we will, no, not completely. Let me hide the sketch. Let's see, it'll be a pain to find that layer, but yeah, we'll have to find that layer real quick. So it's in middle. It would be one of the lower ones, I think. It's one of the few that have a mask. Not that one. Maybe this one? Which layer is it? Now I'm very confused. Because that layer is... It's gotta be around here somewhere. So there's the hair layer. Other hair layer. What layer is this? Now I am quite confused. Is it somewhere in the Jamwick layers? I wouldn't think so. It's in the middle layer. I see it. I see it being there. We will find it. Here it is. Wait, what? It's not a mask? It doesn't have a mask? What's going on here? Did I apply the mask? That is weird. That is quite strange. Well, I will figure that out later. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I can totally fix that. It's just I expected it to have a mask. And I did change it with a mask, so it's kind of weird that the mask got applied. Oh well. Wait, we gotta go back up here. This song is so sad but so beautiful. Maybe I will go back and make these in their own layer together, in their own group. Yeah, that's better.
bleach them in the yard and put them back in any old order. And I promise it will make more sense than this. Each night, my bed becomes a tomb. I'm convinced. Shards of teeth and mysterious marks. I'm keeping a mental list of every way this form defies the light visible speck in the optic system. These pictures prove it to be real. 1% of the time. Cover me up with color. Help restore. Accent the sacred before the painful flame. Don't deny the wisdom. These pictures prove it to be real.
Closer. Zoom out a bit. That looks pretty good. Maybe I'll make that eyelash go out a little more though. I'll go back to this layer here and just make the eyelash go out a little bit further because we don't want it to end right where this other line starts, or right where this other line intersects. Alright. That's looking pretty good. Let's look at it without the sketch. I think that looks pretty nice. Oh yeah, we want to add a few more, maybe a few more lines to indicate its hair, and we want to add that spiral as well. Let's see, where are we with the stream? How long have we been streaming? 1 hour and 41 minutes. Okay, so we're working here. I will hide the sketch for now. Now, I don't know if I want to add those. Those kind of look like I feel like they make the rest of the hair kind of like too many intersecting lines. And even at that angle, it might not even be what I'd be going for there. I don't know, Val, what do you think?
What better?
With this line or without this line?
That one? I think it's better off there.
It's better off there?
Yeah.
So yes line. Okay. I just can't tell. And then we gotta add that spiral. Yippee, spiral. Add the spiral. Now this might be too much. I'm gonna keep it under the hat too. That looks a little better, I think. Let me make this part a little thicker. Alright, I think that looks nice. Let's take the sketch away. Yeah, that looks nice. Let's look at this. Let me take the sketch away again. I think this little wrinkle in her mouth needs to be a little bit longer. Because from a distance, it doesn't really read. It just kind of looks like a speck. Yeah. Emphasize a little more. I don't know if other artists do that, but sometimes when I'm like drawing a character's expression, I'm really like, I sometimes will make the expression myself. I know you can't see me right now, but sometimes it makes me want to do that. I'm like, I'm not doing it now, but I'm like, ooh, it's time to smile because I'm drawing a smile. I think that looks a little better. Maybe I'll do the hand. I feel like doing the hand. That feels easiest right now. I think it's funny, like, a lot of artists are like, hands are hard to draw. And they are hard to draw sometimes. But sometimes also, like, that seems like the easiest thing to do line art of. Because, I don't know, they feel very self-explanatory on what needs to be weighted and what needs to not be weighted. Like, what pops. This one might be a struggle though because these fingers are a little weird. Peace sign is a bit of a strange position to... What thickness did I have for her hands? Themis's hands are a little thinner. I do think it makes sense to use a hard brush, a hard eraser with a hard pen tool, but I don't know, something about the soft brush helps me with like making things more, I don't know, like erasing little bits of line that I may not want. I gotta sneeze. Do I have to sneeze? No, I felt like I had to sneeze for a second there, but then it went away. Maybe if we go like in here a little bit, curve this a bit, but also make that like the pad of the finger, emphasize it a bit in this. I wonder if that would look better than nothing. I think it looks more like a finger that way. Let's look at it without the sketch. Does look like a finger though. That's what we're going for. I'm so tempted to draw like a little spirally fingerprint. I feel like that'd be so cute. I'll make one, but not on the same letter. Because he's so cute. And I want to do it. Let's line up a little bit. Well, that makes the whole thing a little thrown off. I'll do one on the other finger too once we get to it. Draw these fingers, defining like the finger pads. And then we'll draw the little swirly fingerprint again. Part of why I'm going for like the little spiralies here is that in my previous commission for this client, I I did a lot of spiral motif. Now I'm not doing cell shading this time around, but I kind of like that motif. It's very fun. I may call it a wrap in a minute here, though. Maybe get the rest of the hand done. Maybe that'll be a good stopping point. And if I do this little cut into it, it sort of makes it look like it's bending a bit. Even though the line on the right side is staying straight. It kind of emphasizes that the finger pads that we were doing in the other drawings. In the other fingers, I mean. So I will emphasize this one a little more. Do I want to emphasize it? I don't know. Maybe a little bit, not as much as the other one. Yeah, that looks okay. Now, next we have the thumb. The thumb, that might be a little tricky. We don't really need to emphasize that one a little bit. Let's hide the sketch, take another look at it. Yeah, I think those fingers look good so far. I do think right here, though, could be like a little bit more thick. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good for the thumb. Connect these lines, connect these areas a little bit. make this cover that a little more. Can we just finish up the... We might not even need a line there, because if we look at the reference, the character's hand, the palms of the hands have a different color than the rest of the hands. It's subtle, but there is a slightly different color for the palms of the hands. And I think with that little detail, adding the line would just be a little bit too much. Because we already are going to be able to tell where the palms of the hands are based on the color difference. I'm gonna leave this wrist unfinished because I do wanna do the arms later. But now, if we take away the sketch, let's take a peek. I think it's looking pretty good. We're almost there with the line art, I think. I don't think this drawing's gonna take too much longer. I want to finish it by the end of the week. That'd be a nice goal. Yeah. Nice work. Let's find somebody to raid. Thank you guys for coming to the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and end it on TikTok. Thank you people on TikTok who have watched. I hope you have a good week. I don't even think anybody's watching right now, but yeah, y'all have a good one. Bye. Okay. Into TikTok. Now let's just find somebody on Twitch to raid. Let's see. Who is live at this beautiful Monday afternoon, evening thing? Let's see. Anybody I know? We can raid in Trinity. Yeah, I like to raid in Trinity when I have a chance.
I'll stop again.
Oh, that makes sense.
Except instead of the weeping angel being the thing that...
Let's see. Alright. So here is... Let me bring up the raid message. So here is my raid message. Please copy it. Get some bees in the chat for in Trinity's stream.
He's crying a little bit.
Oh my god, that's so ominous. I love it.
He's crying. He's sad. He's sad.
Yeah, thank you to everybody who came by. I hope you have a chill week ahead. A nice week. That goes well. Whatever you have planned. So yeah, let's raid.
Like not blink.
True.
Oh, they're not letting me do the raid at this time. I guess I'll raid someone else.
This is
Oh no. Let me find somebody else to raid.
When he was in...
Who else can I raid? Somebody doing stickers. Maybe we can raid them.
Man, I don't even have my Switch set up, so that's unlucky.
I think I need to put mine in too. Oh, it's not even charged.
Alright, let's try to raid this person. Foxander.
Oh, it is charging. Wait, what?
Alright. Look like they're doing some gaming. So yeah. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you have a good week ahead. And, let's raid.
What? Hello, Big Cubby. How was your stream, bro? What the flip?